Hello. In this tutorial, I'm going to discuss about enumeration or enum type. Sometimes in our program, we need to provide name for the constants that's going to be convenient in our program to handle such constants. For example, say in a particular program, we need to handle days of weeks. Now there are 7 values for days of weeks. We know that this is predefined and fixed. Now in all such cases, when the values for a particular variable is predefined and fixed, it's better to use enumeration. Here you can see that for days of week we have the values starting from Sunday up to Saturday. Now in one way we can handle this situation by considering the value for Sunday as 0 and Monday as 1, and in this way, or value for Saturday as 0, Sunday as 1, in this way. Now as a programmer you can consider any value for Sunday and go ahead with that, and I can go on and consider that the value for Sunday is 0, then the value for Saturday is actually 6. In other convention, another programmer may go with this, say Saturday is 1, in that case Sunday is 2. So anything is possible. You can go ahead and adapt a convention in order to represent the values for days of week. But ultimately, if you go ahead and write this program in that way, by considering some value for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then later on it may generate confusion amongst the other programmers, or you yourself could be in a confused state if you go and review your program after 2 months, because you are going to forget everything what you had considered for Sunday and all the other days. So in order to do away with such situation, what we can do, we can declare enumeration for such values where the domain is predefined and fixed. So here we can declare a days of week enumeration, and the enum keyword is available in C for this purpose. So we can just type def enum and we can write a declaration something like this. So days of week becomes a enumeration type where we are going to provide the name for the days of weeks, and that starts from Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. So these are actually the enumeration constants that we define within the block of enumeration here, and this is the name for this enumeration type. Now in order to represent the day, what we need to do is to declare it as a day, as a type, with a type days of week, day. Now the representation is much more clear. The day is of type days of week, and that can possess these values. Now basically enumerations are nothing but integers, but what we are doing here, we are providing a name for the integer constants in our program. That's the beauty of this. Now if I go ahead and print the value for sun here, it's going to be 0. Whatever the first constant that we declare within the enumeration, that by default takes the value 0, and then this 1 is going to get the value 1, and so on. This is 2, this is 3, this is 4. Here we are not using the values directly, rather we are going to use the name for the constants. Now you can see that as I have declared day as days of week, so I can just now write the code is in much comprehensive way. If it is Sat or Sun, then it's holiday, and otherwise not. So you can do the necessary processing for holiday here and for weekdays here. So now this program is much more clear that what we are doing here is for Saturday and Sunday, what we are doing here is for Saturday and Sunday, and what we are doing here is for the other days. So when the values for a domain is predefined and fixed, we can go ahead and declare enumeration for such occasions. As you can see that for days of weeks, the values are predefined and fixed. There could be only 7 possible values for days of weeks. So for all such cases we use enumeration where the values are predefined and fixed, and we can use enumeration for defining constants for such occasions. If I just go and print this value you can see that it's actually 0. I'm running this program to show you that. You can see that sun is 0, and here not holiday because the garbage value is there, because I have not initialized this day. I can initialize this day as Saturday, so I can use these names here. That's the thing that I want to tell you, that you can use the names instead of the values, and that makes your program much more comprehensive. So similarly, we don't have a Boolean type in C. We use 0 for false, we use 1 for true value. But basically it would be much more convenient if we were allowed to use true or false instead of 1 or 0. So in that case, we can declare a Boolean type using the enumeration keyword type def enum, and we can name it as Boolean, and we can declare this as false and true as the constants. Now since we are declaring false as the first element, so by default the false gets the value 0 and true gets the value 1. So now if we need to represent Boolean type, then we can use this enumeration. So say I have a function that checks check even or is even, that would be better. Now we need to check whether the value n is even or not, and the return type, you can see that it's Boolean. That means if it is even, if n is even, it's going to return true, otherwise it's false. So what we can do, if n%2 equals 0, it's even, in that case we will return true. Now instead of writing 1, we are writing true. That's much more comprehensive. Else return false. So we have created a type Boolean in our program, and this program is more comprehensive, as I said. Now you can give different values for the type for the constants as well. By default the first is 0, the second is 1, and the third is 2. In this way it will go on, but if you want to provide different values for different constants, then you can just do that. Say I'm giving 70 here, then this word is going to be 70, and then this is going to be 71, and this is going to be 72. So any value under the domain of integer could be assigned explicitly for the constants. That's possible. Otherwise, if you do not assign a value explicitly, it's going to be by default starting from 0, and it will be incremented by 1 for each next constant element. So that's how we use enumeration in our program. That helps us to define names for the constant values, and we can use that in our program. I hope that you have understood this. If you have any question regarding this enumeration, you can just ask in the forum. I will reply that. Thank you very much.